Hey, Philip, let's go, man. Boy, Andrew, let's go. Rich, Romani, come on. Come on, let's go. Kid Quill, let's go, man. Come on, let's go. Come on, Brooke, hop in. Alright, episode 3 of Road Beers. I'm here with former world number 8, Guillermo Cañas. Man, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
We don't have any beers because we're still at the tournament, so there's nothing to do, but still talking. So then, of course, when you go to Indian Wells and you beat Fed and you beat him again in Miami, of course you start smiling already.
That one was I remember was incredible because normally I was 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I coming from Europe, play Davis Cup in indoors. I play the next day. I finished Davis Cup in Sauípe. It was in Brazil. It was like 100 degrees. It was really warm. I win the tournament Federer in the final, and then I play Buenos Aires the next week, and then was 1 week off in Indian Wells. I tell to my God, I don't want to go. I'm tired. I need to. Let's go, we try, we'll see. And then I take a week practicing and I say, okay, let's go. I play quali over there. Mm-hmm. And
you had to qualify in
I qualify in Indian Wells. And I passed quali. And then in the second round was Federer. But in this moment, really, I feel so confident in myself. I didn't know exactly what going to happen, but I feel like I'm playing really well. I don't feel like, I play with a guy that didn't lose a match in 1 year. Lucky because that year I was suspension and I didn't win all the matches. Yeah. I watched in the TV, that's it. But really, I think I played a great match. And there was 2 sets. It was 7-6, 6-4, 7-6, 3. I realized after that, it was really tough for me to play after that because for me it was one more match. When I finish, I feel like happy, but one more match was second round in the Wells. And then I went to press conference. It was 200 newspaper, radio, everything, and start to realize there. Say, what happened here? It's more like I win the Grand Slam, And then it was 4 hours. I didn't was prepared for what is coming.
Yeah.
And then I played next round with Moya, and my mind was everywhere. It was really tough for me to be focused and continue in the tournament. And then I lost with Moya that match. Quarters, and then I went to Miami. In Miami I played quali too. Mm-hmm. I was 60 or something like that, but close 6 weeks before I played quali. I passed the quali, and there I was ran the tournament, but I was happy. Was funny in the what happened with Federer, or what happened with my team. Was my physical coach and my coach, and then Indian Wells in that time was really a small locker room. And we was sitting there, and we was ready to play first round of quali. And Roger come in, and normally was the time he travel alone. Uh-huh. And then after we beat him in Indian Wells, he come to the locker room with the guy, the coach. The guy was in that moment, and the physical coach. I said, "Fuck." First, I take to my group. We are joking and say, "Fuck." They heard that. Look at this, but this week no chance with coach. And then we don't have a chance. And then after that, we need to play 3 rounds later or 4 rounds later in quarters. Quarter I think it was, or last 16 was against him and I said, guys, forget it. And then, I beat him. Was really tough match, 7-6 in the third, and I beat him. But this time I take completely different because everybody was 2 weeks in a row. All the media is gonna be there again. But I take like a normal media. I do what I need to do. The next day, I have a house there in Miami. I didn't went to the club. We play in my house just because I got a day off. And I try to the media to be focused in the tournament. And then after that I feel like ready to come through, and then was that week I make final there in Miami.
Yeah.
But I think it's for me it was a great memories. I don't know if it was my best matches in my career, but you know, after almost 10 years of retirement,
Right.
the people start to remember that. It's great.
Yeah.
I remember this one was a funny story when I won Toronto. You know,
Mhm.
was my dream tournament because really
Toronto.
I never.
Was your dream tournament Toronto?
Yes, no. After I see the draw to win.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Because I saw when the first match, I was unseed because in this moment was 16 seed and I was like 18, 19
Yeah.
in the world. First round I played Federer and say okay, tough draw. Why I wanna see the second round? Tough draw. I see the first round. I beat the first round. I beat him and then I said okay. Second round was not many people know, but it was a tough second round. Was Shin Chapan from Thailand.
Uh-huh.
It was ex top 10
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Okay, with him I hope I never lose, but okay, it was tough match. I beat him, and then I have Safin. Safin I think it was the third round.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay, Safin, why I need to sing out? I beat him, and then when I went to, it was funny, when I went to a press conference, I said, okay, now tomorrow, Cafe, what do you think? I said, if I beat Cafe, I'm lucky, I don't want to sing you in the front. And then I beat Kafelnikov, and then in semi was Haas, and then in the final Roy. We finished that tournament, it was a unbelievable draw, you know, to pass all this, my big tournament, I win. I won that, and the same day, we flew to Cincinnati. We finished everything, we flew around 8. We have a transportation there away from, we get to the hotel around 11:30. We check in, we were so hungry, we didn't eat nothing. I stayed in the hotel in Cincinnati, I said, okay, it's room 7, no, the food finished at 10. I said, okay, where we can eat? Okay, close to here is only the Burger King. I said, okay, let's go to Burger King. We went to buy with the team, with my coach, Burger King. We come back.
No
we come back
way.
at 12. I remember that was funny. We come back at 12:01 in the morning to eat Burger King in the hotel. We put the back of Burger King in the table. The light go off.
The light of
The
what?
light of the
room.
No, in the lobby.
Uh-huh.
They turn off the light at 12.
Uh-huh.
It was, we are in the lobby with the back of Burger King, no light. And I said, go to, no, at 12 is no more light. With dark, eating Burger King, celebrate the 1,000, this one was. And next day, we play against Sampras. And for that, sometimes it's really tough. What I said before, sometimes it's really tough to enjoy what you make and you put too much of you. And the next day, I play with Sampras and I want to win that tournament too. I don't want to. And then it's really tough. For me, they take, from that tournament especially, we take like 2-3 weeks to, you know, and then after 2 weeks later, you have the US Open, and then just you don't have time to say, okay, let's go enjoy what I have. And for that, I think sometimes you need to make that time to enjoy what you get. You need to make, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to enjoy it. But in the other side, every week you have a new opportunity.
Right.
If you have a bad week, next Monday you have a new opportunity, new goals, new dreams. And then this is the sport we choose, but in something you need to put your mind and you need to know what expect just for you to enjoy a little bit during this really hard life you choose.
And so what would, looking back, what would you think is one of the standout moments? Like, man, this match was...
I have one match like everybody, and this one not many people saw. It was one match in the third round or fourth round with Moya. I think both was a great match to play, even when we talked for him too. I beat him 6-1 in the field. It was 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. It was like a 5-hour, 6-hour match.
At which tournament? Which major?
Roland Garros.
Okay.
In the Cour 1, remember? And was unbelievable. For me, it was one of the high level I play, and him too. But it was I think it was second or third round. You know, not many people watch the outside, but it was one of the great moments. But then it's, you know, in my career, it's depend of the moment you live. For that is I cannot take one specific moment. Why?
Yeah.
Because for me, in 2001 was my first title in Casablanca. For me, it was special. It was Casablanca, was small ATP. was special. It was something like I looking for many years to have a first title. And then was that moment, that match against Robredo was something special for me. And then Toronto, you know, that week, that final against Roddick. And then Davis Cup, for me, the first time I played in Argentina, in the stadium there, where I saw many players when I was young to play, Agassi, McEnroe, Vilas, and many stars, you know, when I was young, and to play there, my first match there was against Australia, Davis Cup. Was one moment I never forget, and this is one of my high moments. Maybe the match was not the best, was not, but the feeling you have in this different situation was, for me, part of my height in my career. And then it's tough to choose one of them, because in every that moment is completely different, and it's tough. No, this one is best, and this one. I think I'm lucky to have this long career. I have many important moments for me, and it's really tough to choose one of these moments.
When you're so good and up there and winning tournaments, and you get to 8, does it bother you that you weren't number 1? Do you think about that?
So, you know, for me it was tough, because before to get to top 10, they take me like 3 years. I finished 1 year 11. I finished 14 and 13 or 12. 3 years I never passed through the 10. I never. And for me it was one block, and always okay, I win 2 more rounds, and I'm I didn't. Mentally it was really tough. I remember I was quarterfinals in Rome that year, and the next day I was 10. You know, I lost with Nadal that year in 2004, I think so. And it was my first week top 10. Everybody, congratulations. And I remember the feeling I had was no one expect. It was the same feeling like the day before. I said, why I lose 3 years of my career feeling like this one is going to be important? I get up the same way. I don't feel nothing different. It was one ranking, one part of something like never. I don't feel more or less to be that. And then from that moment my life changed, because even one ranking don't change my life. And then when I get to the 8, I was 8, but I was unlucky, because I was 5 points to get 6. And my ranking was Davidenko, and this was the same ranking, 5 points on top of me. And then, you know, I can be 8, I can be 6 in the world. It was different on one match. But no, I'm happy in the way, you know, just to, you know, when you retire, I do the best I can. I get to 6, I get to 8, I can be 6, I can be 5, maybe. But you know, I do my best. I try to do my best every day, and that one was, you know, in the end of your career is the only one you can take. You know, the best of you. And the ranking was, for one or other reason, was 8. They can be 11, they can be 10, but I'm happy with what I give in my career and what I get from my career.
And so you figured that out, that hey, all that matters is if I can do my best. When you got to the top 10, and
you know what? I get when I have 20 years old. I was 20. I was like a 60, something like that. It was my first surgery in my wrist. It was a big surgery in my wrist. I was like 6 months out, 7 months out. I was with the same coach with one old guy from Argentina. I was 40, something like that in singles. I was better in doubles. Javier Frana, Argentinian guy, older than me, and I was really mentally and everything. I was really down. You know, I was 19, coming up, my wrist hurt, I get surgery. I don't know if, you know, in your mind, if you're gonna be good again, and you know, if you're gonna feel healthy. And that happened in the moment. He came to me one day and he said, "Why you go so down?" I said, "Fuck, you know, wrist, I don't know if I'm gonna play again." And he said, "Okay, I ask you a question." I said, "Yeah. You believe you put everything what do you have every day?" I said, "Yeah, most of the time, yes. You know? But some days, you know, it is. And if you have opportunity, you change that and put everything every day. because it's the only one you're gonna take. And that moment was so big, that shot, and then I said, okay, if I have the opportunity to play again, and promise to myself to do the best I can. Today I can this, and I try my best today. And every day is different, but I try to do my best every day. And this was my goal. And really, I get the second surgery a few years later for wrist again, and I don't feel that way, because I feel like when I have a chance, I do my best. And this one was one really big change of my life. From now on, I try to do it the best I can, to do my best every day. Even I have bad days, good days, like everyone.
Yeah.
But to try to do my day, because it's the only one I can really promise, to myself, to do my best, to try to do my best.
Right.
And really for that, when I retire, when I put my racket in, on the wall, and I say no more, I was happy for what I did and for what I get, Some people, they say, but you can, I don't know. I do my best, I get this one, and I'm happy, and really I'm enjoying now. Another part of my life is to be coach with my family and the rest of my life.
Yeah. And would you say that now you're content with what you gave to tennis and what tennis gave to you?
Yeah, 100%. I get more than what I get than what I give to tennis. Everything I have, everything is related to this sport.
Tennis, yeah.
And for that, I'm very happy. It's sometimes you say you put a lot, in your life, and everybody, myself, every tennis player, even you say, you need to put a lot to be there, travel, leave friends, leave family, but I do it again. I do it complete again. If I have a chance today, I do it again 100%. I'm gonna change some things because, the spirit, the gear, but 100% I do it again because I think it's great sport. I think it's, they give me friends, they give me a possibility of life, they give me a possibility to know people. And if I need to choose today, if I'm young again and I need to choose, I'm happy to choose again the tennis because I really love this sport.
Yeah. Man, that's all. I don't want to take too much of your time. It's awesome to talk to you.
No.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.